Did you ever film a video and realize that the entire time your camera wasn't filming? So I get to do it all over again. Okay. Hi, Flosstube. This is Stephanie, the Ivy House Crafter, and it is my 19th Flosstube. Yes, it is Thursday, June 28th, and I am filming this. Well, I'm saying all of this the second time because it wasn't filming the first time. Yeah. The Stitch Mania FIFA World Cup Challenge has been going on for the past 2 weeks, so that is what I've been working on for the past 2 weeks, and I'm just going to jump right into it. June 14th, the theme was the host country, Russia, so stitch on something Russian or dealing with the colors of the Russian flag, red, white, and blue. I stitched on my beach biscornu for the Great Biscornu Swap. I added some waves. Last time I believe I had these little beach huts and sand castles, and so I have added the waves. Aren't they cute? I like how this turned out. Alright. On the 15th, the theme was soccer ball. So stitch something with black and white. And I worked on my Pokemon ABCs. I had previously had Magikarp and Ninetales, and I added the outline of Ivysaur. Now, a lot of these I didn't get a whole lot done. I was struggling with depression and not wanting to do anything, and so there were days when my stitching was sparse. But I did what I could, and I'm hoping that I'm kind of on the moving up a little bit side. We'll see how that goes. So speaking of, June 16th was supposed to be goal, so set and meet a cross-stitch goal. I was going to do one motif each for my Pokemon ABCs and Minecraft ABCs, and I didn't stitch anything at all that day because that was a bad day. I was really struggling that day. So let's just move on. June 17th, FIFA. I don't remember what it stands for, but the challenge was to stitch with something with the letters F, I, or A. And I chose to work on While Lilies Flourish. Here's the pattern. And this is one that's available in my Etsy shop. Okay, there we go. I'm using this project bag template that I have to hold up behind my cross stitch, and it seems to be working pretty well. I just have to remember to grab it. There we go. This is While Lilies Flourish, what I've got so far. I believe last time I had mostly finished the brown on the house, I think. So anyway, I got all of the brown done on the house. I filled in the green in the windows and started outlining these windows with white. I also brought this part of this border up some more. And that is what I worked on in the past 2 weeks on this one. I worked on this more than one day. I'm just going to show it this once, but yeah. I'm trying to fold and put everything away as I finish with it so that I'm not left with a huge mess, and I'm really glad that I did that previously when I thought I was filming before, because it's making doing it again a little bit easier than it otherwise would be. Okay. Day 18. The theme was 8 champions. In the history of the World Cup, there have been 8 teams to win. Obviously some of them won more than once. So the theme was to stitch on something with the number 8, and I chose to work on my dolphin sketch because there are 8 pattern pages. Here's what it will look like. And here's where I'm at. I brought this part up here. So this one's fun to work on when I just want to do big blocks of color. This page of it anyway. There will be more pages where there's a lot of confetti, like in these dolphins. Holy cow, there's so much confetti in these dolphins. But up here it's just background and it's big blocks of color, so it's nice to have something like that to stitch on when that's what I feel like. Alright. June 19th. The theme is yellow card. And we're supposed to stitch on something yellow. And I worked on Brooks Books' Summer House from the House for All Seasons collection because the house is yellow. There we go. I finished this bird. I don't know if you can see it very well. I brought some more up in this bird house. A little bit more in the cherry blossoms here, and I added the pink flowers on each side. So that's Summer House. I need you to stay downstairs. I know it's already been a really long time. I filmed it, and then I realized it wasn't filming, and so I'm having to do it again. Isn't that crazy? So I'm filming right now. Do you want to say hi?
Can I make a sandwich?
Not right now, but you can get some bread. Okay?
Okay, I think I'll say hi.
Alright. Audrey wants to come say hi.
Hi! Hair in my mouth.
Okay, head back downstairs, okay? They've been so patient. But I'm not done yet. Is there bread for you? Oh, right. Okay. June 20th, corner kick. Work on something you started in the corner. And I worked on Saxon Transylvania Band Sampler. That is a mouthful. I think I could have come up with a better name for it. But it is exactly what it is. There we go.
We need to get bread at the store.
We will, but not right now.
Okay.
When I'm done filming, we'll do some lunch, okay? So let's see. I don't remember where I was last time, but you know, I've just continued bringing out this band and this bottom part. And I'm torn between wanting to complete this band before moving on, and wanting to go down and start working on the next band. I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to do, but I'm going to love it either way, because this is just a great project and I'm really enjoying it. I'm going to link the Facebook group below that is for the Saxon Band Sampler Stitch Along. There are a few others who are working on that and making some beautiful progress. Let's see. June 21st. This is the 21st World Cup, so stitch on something related to the number 21. Here. And I chose to work on my Dimensions kit, Roses on White Chair, because the designer, Fabrice de Villanueva, has 21 characters in her name, letters and spaces. It was kind of a stretch for that one. That's okay. This is one of those pieces where it's kind of hard to see the progress because it all starts looking the same. But I did make progress. I know that I did this light brown, these half stitches, and it kind of carried up here a bit. And I know that there's one other color that I worked on, but I don't remember what it was. But so yeah, worked on this some. It's beautiful, and eventually it will get done. This is my oldest whip. Okay, Audrey, you can take that downstairs.
Take what?
Take your peach downstairs.
Oh, good.
Alright. June 22nd. The theme was football. Stitch on something related to football. It could be American football, international football, something with a foot, or something with a ball. And I worked on this little guy here because he's got feet. Yep. This is Fanciful Birds from Celeste Plowden, Favorite Birds to Stitch, or something like that. It was a book I got at the library. And it's a really old book. All her patterns are hand-drawn. So I finished this bird, and I'm going to do the second bird. Okay. June 23rd was, the theme was Defending Champions Germany, and stitch on something related to Germany or with the colors of the German flag, which are black, red, and gold. And I spent today working on Wild Lilies Flourish, which I've already shown. June 24th, trophy. Work on something with an award or gold or a cup. I worked on another of Brooks Books houses. This is Summer House, because there are little bits of Krynic here and there. Old Krynic. I didn't actually do the Krynic that day. I've never worked with Krynic, and I was a little scared to try. So instead I added another shade of brown to the tree, and I started working on the house. This pretty pink. June 25th, red card. Stitch something with the color red. I did not get a lot done on this day, and I will explain why in a little bit, but I have a good reason. I worked on Wintertime Sampler because there's red in it. And I got this enormous start. Look at how big a start that is. I got like 15 minutes done on, no, it was more than 15. I don't know how long I spent working on this, but I started at 11:45 in the evening. And yeah, so I did not get much done. But I like what I did get done. It's very cute. I like these little seasonal samplers. They are available in my Etsy shop. Oh, and that one is stitched on Confederate Gray, 18 count. The 26th of June, 11 team members. There are 11 players out on the field at a time. And so the theme was stitch something to do with the number 11. So I worked on Autumn Time Sampler. And that is because there are 11 leaves floating around in the background. And here's how far I got on that one. I've started all of my seasonal samplers in the corner, just working on the border. This is stitched on 18 count. It's either oatmeal or light oatmeal, I don't remember. But I really like the way this one is looking. Very autumnal, very harvest. So that one's pretty cute. June 27th, the theme was Zabivaka, the wolf mascot of the 2018 games. So stitch something with an animal on it. And once again, I chose to work on Wild Lilies Flourish because there are lots of animals in that pattern, even though I didn't work on any of them in this whole 2 weeks. And that, oops, I shouldn't put that one away. That brings us to today, 32 teams, so stitch something with the number 32. I need more project bags. I have 4 projects in this one bag. It's kind of ridiculous. Okay. I chose to work on Springtime Sampler because if you count only the outside flowers in the border, not the ones on the inside, just the ones on the outside, there are 32 of those. So I'm going to work on this cute little guy. Yep, that one's fun. Alright, and that is the 2018 Stitch Mania FIFA World Cup Challenge. Toss that to the side, find my notebook. What next? Okay, so I mentioned that I did not have a lot of time to work on my wintertime sampler, and that is because I organized my floss. Previously, I had my floss in bags, like little baggies in each project bag, but I don't like having multiple bobbins of one color of floss, and so if I wanted to work on like project A, but one of the colors was in project B, I would have to go through that project bag and fish out that color to work on, and so basically every time I sat down to cross stitch, if it was a like start working on a different piece, then I would have to go through all my other project bags to get the colors that I need, and I was getting kind of tired of that. So I got these art bins at Joann's, and I organized my flosses. They're all in numerical order. I have 3 boxes. So this is box 1. It's got 150 through 676, and down here are all the flosses that I have. I already have bobbins for them, And so when I run out of a bobbin of these colors, then I can just, you know, thread the bobbin again. And I have all of this stuff listed out in on my phone, so I can keep track of what I have extras of and what I'm running low on and stuff. Box number 2 is 677 through 3706. And down here I have my metallics, I've got some beads, and these are some other flosses. They're like old DMCs that might not match, but I can still use. There's some dinky dyes in there, blending filaments and stuff. And then box 3 has 3726 through 3863, extra bobbins, extra separators, my variegated J&P Coats flosses, a few bobbins that I had these colors already on bobbins, and so they're in here, so these are just extras of those. And then these are all the flosses that I got for my dolphin sketch piece. They didn't all fit in the first box, so I just stuffed them in here. I have all of the flosses from 150 to like 402. I think I might be missing one from that set, but my goal is to eventually have all of them. And I will need more art bins at that point, I guess. But that's what I've got so far. Isn't that fun? Another thing I worked on this week was my knitting. If you'll remember, I was working on the Feathers and Fans shawl from Lion Brand. And you know, I was posting on it, and my Flosstube friend Jennifer Upton commented and wanted to know what the pattern was, and so I inspired her to pick up knitting needles and try some knitting, and so she also worked on that pattern, and then she finished her shawl and started another one. And I was like, okay, I need to get a move on and finish my shawl. So 2 days ago I picked it up again and I finished it. Here it is. I think this was the start, and then it went over here, and here is the end. I loved this pattern because it was really simple to stitch. The stitch pattern, there were no really complicated stitches, and it looks fancy because the type of yarn and like the way that the stitches worked, it just made it look fancier and more complicated than it actually is. So I am quite pleased with this shawl. Pleased enough to catch it on my notebook. Hang on. Just pull the thread. There we go. So it can be worn like as a traditional shawl, keep your shoulders warm, or this is so much easier to do standing up than sitting in a recliner. Okay. Or I can wear it as a scarf, you know, just cozy and fluffy, and it will be great in the fall and winter when it's getting chilly. It's not very chilly right now, so I'm going to take it off, but I love how this turned out. It is so pretty. Purples and grays, and very nice. Okay, I did some sewing. I mentioned that I needed more project bags, so I did. Hang on. It's down here because I already showed it when I thought I was filming and wasn't. Okay. I got a project bag. I have this fabric that I used for a previous project bag, and I just love it so much. I think I was running low. I was running out of fabric, and so I used this fabric for the front, and then this pink floral fabric for the back, and also for the inside. So just a simple pouch style, very pretty. And I also made this project bag. Look at the colors on this, it's gorgeous. It's got the black fabric with like birds and vines and stuff. And this nice yellow on the inside that coordinates with the pinks really well. And little footprints charm. And another thing that I made was these. If you follow me on Instagram, you've seen these already. But these little pouches. I'm not entirely sure exactly what to call them. Pouches, envelopes, pockets. But they're great for holding cross-stitch accoutrements. I'm using this one as a little Ort catcher. I only started using it last night, and so I don't have many orts in there yet, but isn't that fun fabric? This is a batik that I got, years ago. I just never really used. And there's this one. It's got this really pretty floral on the outside, and then the same black birds and vines fabric. And these are fun. Like like I said, I'm using this as an Ort catcher, but it can also be used, like, if you wanted, you could put your embroidery scissors in here. These are my stork scissors, and this is my smaller pair of gold scissors, and they fit nicely. You could fit like scissors and a couple bobbins of floss and like needle minder, needle threader, you know, you could keep, it could be like a little travel pouch or something. Oops. And that brings me to my next item of business. I promised a while back that once I reached 250 subscribers, I would have a giveaway, and in the past 2 weeks, since my last Flosstube video, I have reached and exceeded 250 subscribers. Yay! And I'm giving these away. I'm giving away the project bag and the coordinating, not fully matching, but coordinating pouch. Look, the zipper and the snap match. Isn't that cute? And I will probably put some little extras in the project bag. I haven't decided exactly what they will be yet, but there will be more than just these. So if you would like to win the project bag and pouch, I was thinking about what to ask, and I was looking out the window at the trees, blowing around and listening to my my wind chime, and I was like, man, I just love wind. That's it. Tell me your favorite weather. So to win the project bag and pouch, tell me your favorite weather. Mine is a good strong wind. I love windy days. Rain I don't like. It's a depression and anxiety trigger for me, which is stupid because it's good for the planet and it's, you know, good for plants and we need rain, it's important. I just don't want to be in it. Snow is just kind of, it's pretty, but it's cold and wet, and if you have to drive in it, it's not very fun. Overcast without wind is kind of dreary to me, and sun, I burn easily and I don't like heat. So For me, a good strong wind is what I love. It makes me feel alive and wild and free, and you just want to like let your hair down and just let it blow and be crazy, and yeah, I like wind. So tell me your favorite weather. This giveaway will be open for 2 weeks. I will choose the winner on July 12th, Thursday, 2 weeks from today. May the odds be ever in your favor. I will probably not have a stitch with me next week. The kids and I are going to be at a family reunion in Idaho, and I'm really excited about that. I get to see my mom and my dad and some of my siblings and cousins that I don't usually see, and my grandparents and stuff. Yeah, it'll be nice. I will try to do a short check-in if I can, so that may or may not happen. But then I will definitely be back in 2 weeks with another Flosstube and the giveaway winners. And that is all that I have. So, have a great weekend. Enjoy your 4th of July if you celebrate that. And even if you don't celebrate it, you know, have a good day that day anyway. Nothing says you can't. And happy stitching. Bye.